Hello and welcome. I'm Dan Smith, Senior Sales Engineer with CarryWorks. Today we'll be talking about OnBase reporting dashboards, specifically how to get started. Hyland has samples available on the Hyland community. They also have exports of report services, reports that we can import into reporting dashboards. So today we're going to go out to the Hyland community, download those, import them, and show you how that is done through a quick video. So once we go out to Hyland community, we can log in with our community login and password. From there, we can search for reporting dashboard samples, and it should be one of the first hits that comes up in your web browser. Once we click download, we could choose the location and see that. Within that file, we have the exports and a Word document with a listing of all the reports that are within that sample. Some of these are custom SQL, some use data providers, but there's full documentation within that download. Once we have reviewed the download and the Word document associated, we can go to OnBase, log in with a user that has rights to import reports, and we can go to administration, import the download that we just downloaded. You want to choose either the SQL if you have a SQL database or Oracle if you have an Oracle database. From there, once we have that downloaded, we can import and auto-resolve all of the items within the import. It shouldn't take too long to import this as it's only a few reports. Once that download and import is complete, we have to go through and give user rights to all of those items. So the category, the reporting dashboards, and the data providers. So right now, I'm just using the manager user, but you might have report services rights as well. So you would probably add your user account or user group that you belong to. You can also select multiple and add users to multiple so you don't have to go one at a time. Once that's complete, we can go and review all the reporting dashboards that came in. Most of these are generic and ask you for parameters to enter. So you can just go through and enter whatever parameters, choose whichever workflow, whichever doc type or user group, whatever it's asking for to test these. And we're using parameters not only to limit the data that we're retrieving so that we don't put extra load on the database, but also these are samples, so every solution is different. And we can use these samples to really dive into the custom solution you built within your OnBase system. So here I'm just choosing different workflow queues, dates that I want to search on just to show you examples. But we can take these samples and use the copy to new function to create a new version of this reporting dashboard that we can limit and not have those parameters. So we're just going through each of these reports, making sure they're bringing back data and reviewing them to make sure they're all okay. From here, once we verify all of these reports, we're going to go back and grab the report services exports, where we can then import different way than the export reporting dashboards. With the report services, we're creating data providers, and there's an option to convert from report services report. So once we do that, we could browse out to the files we downloaded and choose, in this case, a license report. We could do a product license report. We're going to verify the SQL that came in. It will show a little display of what fields it's bringing in. Then again, we have to add the users that we want to give rights to. And I'm just doing full control since this is a test system I'm using. Once we have that data provider created, then we could go in and create either a report or a dashboard. In this case, I'm doing a dashboard for product license report. And the difference between a dashboard and a report within OnBase reporting dashboards is dashboards are typically more visual with the graphs and whatnot. A report within reporting dashboard is more data centric, like an Excel file. So once we bring up the dashboard configurator, I'm just going to choose a grid to enter in those three columns that I brought in from the SQL: product name, required, registered license, and total licenses, and put those into a grid. I'm going to format the data so that it displays correctly. And then once you have that, that report is complete. From there, you can move on and do the next one in your list, or you can, add graphs, add different features within reporting dashboards to make it more visually appealing, or, maybe this is fine.